Hello everyone, I'm back with the new another exciting video. This time I came up with a new project and the topic is Seoul bike demand prediction. I hope you all know about the Seoul city. Let me tell you some quickly 2 points of about the Seoul city. Seoul is the capital of South Korea. Why I choose that project? The reason behind that project is I have seen some K-dramas in which Seoul city is on the peak. So that's why I thought let's make a project on Seoul city or search some project. And in my upcoming videos, I'm planning to make some more projects about the Seoul city and the Washington city and so on. Let's come to this project. In this project, I made a end-to-end project from scratch to end. I made this project and hope you will like it. And if you like that project, you have to also work on that project and make it as same as I have made. Without any delay, let's come to the project. Let me share my screen so that you guys can see my project. This is the source code, all the codes which I have made. It's so quickly I will show you my app. Let me show you the first the raw data. This is the raw data. It's look like comma separated value and it's approximately 9,000 data. Okay, and here you will not recognize what is the date and what is this number and so on. So for this we have to see properly. For to see the proper views of this project, let's come to my notebook. So this is my notebook. Let me tell you. Okay, see all bike demand prediction. And at first I have imported all the necessary library which I'll need to make this project. At first I have imported the CSV file here, and encoding is equal to ISO 88591. I written this encoding is equal to ISO 88591 because there are some rows in my uh, book or CSV which is not working, so that's why it's throw error to me. So that's why I have written this encoding is equal to ISO 88591. Then after let me run this project. This is the DF which I have seen. There are 8,760 rows and 14 columns. The columns are date, rented by counts. This is the actual my target values. Uh, I have to predict this one. Hours, temperature, humidity, wind speed, visibility, dew points temperature, solar radiation, and rainfall, snowfall, seasons, holiday, functioning day, and this is, I think this is the last point. Yeah, this is the last point, functioning day. Whether it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or holiday, it means Sunday. So the I have seen all the columns which is which contains my data set is day, and so on, the functioning day. Then after I have seen the values of solar radiation. What is, so in here is solar radiation, the value of the solar radiation, and I got this one. 0.00 is 4,300 and 0.01 is 128 and so on. Where there are very less values of 3.45, only one value. And then after I have seen the rainfall value counts here. The after seeing this data, I got surprised because the rainfall is 00, contains 8,230 32. It means approximately 97% of my data. Then after that, I have seen the df dot shape. I got this one, and the most important, the date df dot info. So I got this one. Date is objective, which I have to change in the future, because I have to extract the date, day, time, and year and month, so on, which is not possible in date objective data type. So I have to convert the date type to a day type. So the remains are quite good, and the season are objective, which I have to convert. Holiday is objective, I have to convert. Functioning day is objective, I have to convert. And at last, I have to use the one hot encoding so that I can uh, make all the rows of this season and holiday to a column. Converts, I have to convert all the seasons, holidays, and functioning day to a particular column. Next, I have to I have seen the description of all the data set, including all, because I have to see all the top, all the code. I have seen the description of the my data set, including all, which means I have to see the all the categoricals and the numerical values. And quickly I have to done the transpose dot by the use of t, because I have to scroll down and side, so that's why I have just let me show you. If I will not use this dot t, how it looks. Quickly, I have to import all the libraries and run this, and then df I have to run. Okay, df is this one. Okay, I have successfully imported that, and let me show you the. This is the problem, because I have to see this in very large format, and but I don't want to see in large, so that's why I've written dot t. It will just transpose all the values in short. So here I quickly see that values, the date is 8760 and so on. All the values are 700 and sorry 8760, and temperature, the mean is 12.8 and standard value is 11.9. The minimum is minus 17.8, which is quite acceptable, because it's the north of Earth, so that's why it's acceptable. And the maximum value is 39.4, and comparison to Delhi, it's very low, 39.4. Yeah, so that's all the description of the data set. I have converted the format of data in date and time and year. So here we can see that I have written the code pd dot to date time, and I've passed the date column. So that's why it gives this one. The date type is integer 64, and I have extract all some values from this particular column, which is day name, day, month, and year. So and then after I have dropped the date value, because वो मेरा कोई काम का नहीं है. So after extracting all the values from date, I got this column, this data set, which is weekdays, days, month, and year. Then after I have performed quick EDA using SNS and pair plot. So this is the fair plot, it's very small because all the rows, all the columns, and is it contains. So let me tell you, maybe it's okay. Zoom नहीं होता है. So here we got some quick idea about the data set, which is unexpectedly very. Then after I have written a code for rented by counts in the month. So here you can see that the 1, 2, 3 represents the 12 month called January, February, March, April, and so on till December. So here I see that the sixth month, which is June, the rented bike is high. It means June में लोग ज़्यादा घूमते हैं. And then after that July, and then May, and so on. Here in January, February, very less people are uh, booking the bike. Maybe that time the workload is very high on that. So maybe this one is that can happen. Then after I have seen the rented bike with days in which day the demand is very high. So here I have seen the 13th day of every month, the demand is very high. Maybe this one is the holiday for or a good day for Seoul city's people, maybe, or the lucky day, because the workload is very low. So that's why there are a lot of people so who used to book the bike घूमने के लिए. Then I have seen the which hour the demand is very high. So 18, it means in 6 o'clock the demand is very high, and morning 8 o'clock is very high, and zero is रात के 12 बजे, 1 is रात के 1 बजे, and 4 is भोरे भोरे 4 बजे, and 5 is भोरे भोरे 5 बजे. The demand is very low. Obviously वहाँ लोग वहाँ पे सो रहे होंगे, तो बाइक की डिमांड्स कम ही होगी वहाँ पे. Then after that I have seen the rented bike with count. How many number of rented bike with count is in on demand. So this I got the disk plot, and then again I have seen the df dot head, so that's I got the quick idea. Then I have skew only the numerical value ending is equal to true, so that I got some screw data about my data. And the next code I have seen the screw data. Skew data numerical only true. It means I have skewed some my data, my column, so that I got then I have seen the correlation value. I can't imagine that whether the data is good or not, and the relation between the two data. So to see the quick values and interesting figure, so I have written the code here, and to show the heat map. Though and this is my heat map, which contains all the values and the columns, which and the relationship between them. So here you can see that the rented by counts in year is 0.22, and the year to year is 1, which is quite obvious. Then after I have from statsmod dot stats outlier influence import variance in inflation factors, and then after that I have made a DAF, so that I can get the VIF and the variables variance inflation factors. VIF called variance inflation factor, and this is the values I got. And then after that I have dropped the DEW dew point temperature. Then after I have dropped the dew point temperature, which is not necessary for my project, and then after I have seen the df.info. Then after I have made a dummies session and for weekends to converts my rows into the columns without here I can also use the one hot encoding, but I use the get dummies, which gives a quick values 0 and 1, and then I concatenate all the values df session and df weekends, and this I got by using df.dummies. So here is the session is there, spring, summer, winter. Okay, and autumns are I have just neglected the autumn, because if this one is fall, this one is fall, this one is false, then autumn says true. Quite obvious to save my size of my data, so that's why I have just dropped the autumns. And the weekend df dot weekend. So then the Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursdays, Tuesday, okay, Tuesday and Wednesday. Here the Friday is missing. If all the false, it means the Friday is true. Okay. The first one is the all the false, false. It means this day is Friday. Then after my information looks like this. It's a Boolean, and then after I have dropped the weekend end session. It means the weekend end session seasons and the weekends. Where is the weekend? Okay, here the three dot. It means here is the weekend. After dropping the season and weekends, it looks like this. Now I have to change the data set of Boolean to integer 32. That's why I have written this code. And then my data sets looks like this: integer, float integer, and float integer. Okay. Then after that, I visualize the data set, how it's look like this. This is the data set. You can see that 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 0, blah 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 blah. So that's this is the final data set. Then after that, I have just split my data set into two parts, and x and y. Then imported that train test split. Then I have just use that train test split, and standard scalar I have imported. Then sc standard scalar sc dot fit my extend, and extend dot transform, and xtest dot transform. I got the values. Then after I have imported the linear regression and made a linear regression model, and fit that to my xtrain and ytrain and ypred. The result I have just stored in ypred, and ypred is this one. Then I have imported the from sklearn.matrix import mean squared error r2 square mean absolute error. So I have made all the object of MSC, RMSC, MAE, and R2. Then I have just uh, imported, or I have quickly observed all the values which I have imported the sklearn dot matrix import mean squared error r2 square mean absolute error. Then I have made an object of for all the libraries, and then after I have printed all the values, which is this I got. I have made a DEF, so that I got the maximum values. So this the result I got from linear regression. And then after I have imported some more libraries so that I want my value is maximum and the accuracy is high. So this is the library I have imported. Then I made all the objects, and lastly I have used a random forest regression which gives my maximum value. So here you can see that R2 score is 93%, 22%, 73%, 56%, 56%. So maximum value is given by KNN, K nearest neighbor. So that I have used this one, a linear regression truth versus predicted, which my linear regression. Okay, my linear regression models given R2 score is 56, and this one is the linear regression versus prediction, and this one is the my model predicts the values. It gives the 93%, and this is the data read by linear regression model, and this is the data read by my model after prediction. So that after that I have used the pickle files and dump all the my data set to a rf model.pickle. It's right binary mode, and I have also imported the SE and dump all the my and then after I have dumped also the SC model. So then after conversion, let's talk about the what's the user gives me. As a developer, I can understand all the values, but customer gives me data. They will not give me like zero point 0.1, 0.2, blah, 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 and so on. Even a data scientist can understand that, but how a customer can see the output and how the customer gives the input to me. For that, I have to made a web application and which contains all the values and raw data and so on. In that the customer gives all the value, fill all the necessary values, and I'll predict and give my output to him. For that I have written some code here which the user gives to me as a user input. Here you can see that the date is this one, hour is this one, temperature 25. Let's say the user gives me the date is this one, hour is 22, temperature is 25, humidity is 50, wind speed is 49, visibility is 26, solar radiation is 0.00, and rainfall is 0.4, snowfall is 0, season spring है, holiday है, and functional day is no, it means it's not a functional day. So that for that I have write some code like if no holidays, convert to the no holiday to 0 and holidays to 1, and same as for functioning day, 0 and 1. It means if the user gives me the holiday, my machine understands it 1, and if the user gives the functional day is 0, my machine understand it as 0. Then after I have written some code like here and extract all the value from date only. So here I can see that the date is 17, month is 8, year is 23, and weekdays is Thursday. Then after I have extract all the values and put to my data frame. So here I have extracted the first serial number 0. The hour is 22, which a user gives to me. Hour is 22, and temperature is 25, which a user gives me here. Temperature is 25. Humidity the user gives me is 50, and wind speed is 49. Here just I have humidity is 49, humidity is 50, and wind speed is 49, and so on. And whatever I have extracted the values here, I have put it to in this. Date is 17, month is 8, month is 8, year is 23, year is 23, weekdays is Thursday, and weekdays is Thursday. Drop the value of Thursday. Okay, no problem at all. Then after I have write some code to extract the season .df and weekday for the users, and then after written this code, I have extracted this. I have just to see the all values. It's not necessary to write this, and my final df is I have just whatever I have extracted the value, I have just concatenate all the values and make a big data frame like this one, which contains 1 rows and 22 columns. Here you can see that the winter, summer, and so on in one row, and then after sc date dot pred, and this is the prediction, and then after I have just used that model to predict my value. So in my PC, the model path is this one, and I have just loaded the model like this, and just I have all the values which the user given me here with reference to this. If let's say the user gives me this data, the answer should be this 160. So here I have to tell you that if the user gives me this data, like if I'll ask him date, and he gives me like this type format, and hours, they give me 22 hours and so on, my answer will be 160. It means at the 22 times, it means approximately 10 hours. The demand of bike is 160. This is the project of mine for bike demand prediction in Seoul. If you like the project, try it own and make it your own, and just learn something new. I'll be happy to see your project, and if you guys have any problem regarding my code and my project, and what you will need the next project, there is a open source platform called YouTube comment section. Here you can also give some suggestions, some problems, and some questions, and my next upcoming project which I have to made, and so on. You can also comment how you feel after see this project, and whether you like or not, or you will. You thanks, and thanks to इतने देर के लिए बने रहने के लिए, और होप आप लोग बोर नहीं हुए होंगे. थैंक यू. बाय.